This is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be bringing you the 5 best reasons to get the Galaxy Note 8 and the 3 reasons not to get it. So a lot of people always ask, what are the 5 main reasons I should get this phone, and what are the reasons I shouldn't get this phone? What else is out there? So let's get started with it. First of all, the best reason you should get it, honestly, is the display. The display on this phone is really amazing. The Infinity display that has a 2K display, a QHD display. Basically, it's beyond 1080p, and not many phones, even like the new iPhone X, are not above that marker yet to actually have a 2K display. So that being said, all of your videos look amazing on this device. When you play it, it stands out, it looks great, and it just really is submersive. Now, the other thing is this always has HDR as well, so you have that ability. But not only that, not only does it have the most vibrant screen, it also has the brightest screen. So when you go outside, you can actually see it better than any other smartphone on the market that has been announced. So that includes the V30 and it includes the iPhone X. But the really great thing about it is you can adjust the display. So you can make it 1080p if you want to have longer battery life, or even 720p if you want to have even the longest battery life. So the fact that you have that option to have a better screen quality or a lower screen quality really is good. And the last thing about the screen that not many people think of till you actually get it is your gaming is so much better. So that when you're playing a game, you can actually have it widescreen and really not cover up the display and have a lot more in it. So it's just really great for those purposes as well. The second reason definitely is the camera quality. Currently right now, before the iPhone 8, before the V30, before the Pixel 2 come out, it is the best camera on the market in low light. It just does so much better. Yes, it does better than the Pixel XL. Yes, it does better than the HTC U. It does currently better than any of these side by side. Now we have a lot of camera comparisons coming out. Tonight is the S8 Plus comparison, tomorrow is the iPhone 7 Plus comparison, and yes, we're getting the 8 Plus next week. So as of right now, it really is the best one, I would say, overall in terms of low light, and that makes a difference because most cameras could take a good outside day shot, but low light is where it really counts, and it's where you separate the good cameras from the best cameras. Not only that, but the selfie quality is right now, currently, I would say the best. It is a closer battle between these, but definitely stands out as having really good light and shadows, but also being able to keep the noise reduction down in a very dark area, and also having the ability to dim down the sun or anything really bright behind you in the bright areas. Not only that, but it still has the widest angle currently on a smartphone in the front camera and the best aperture, so picking up low light is the best on this phone right now for your selfies. And finally, the third reason is going to be the battery life. Overall, with battery life, it was one of the biggest worries and one of the biggest criticisms of this device when it came out, including from myself. Overall, we did recognize that the software changes were really good with the battery life. Not only did it match the S8 Plus, but in our testing, it actually exceeded the S8 Plus by about 20 minutes of screen on time. So really good when it came to being able to make it more efficient, and a lot of criticism with that smaller battery size was okay. Just like Apple's getting it right now, since all of their batteries are smaller from last year, on this year's models they're smaller comparing to last year, so it's the same thing. We're getting criticism. We'll see how the battery life is on that phone, but as for the Note 8, it really does do a good job in terms of battery life and is one of the best screen on times we've ever seen here on the channel. Now, the fourth reason might be a controversial one because everyone says, well, oh, I don't use that, or I couldn't use that, and that is the S Pen. The S Pen is really amazing when you stop and think about it. There's a whole video we have on the best features of the S Pen, so take a look at that for more in-depth and actually seeing how all these work. But one of the best things I would say about it is the fact that you can highlight any text. So you can just really fine-tune any text. Say if you're on an instant messenger, or if you're on something like Instagram where you cannot highlight text, or you have to highlight a whole message and can't highlight just a section of it. The S Pen overrides everything. it is literally like a mouse on a computer that can highlight whatever you want to highlight specifically and copy and paste as your heart's desire. You can also do amazing screen captures that are far better on this device that are on any other device, whether it comes to making GIFs, whether it comes to changing exactly the section you want, whether it comes to removing the background on a photo. You really have an endless amount of ability that you can do with the S Pen. You can also write underwater. See, we're going to go over water resistance later, but it's the only device that you can actually use underwater, because while your fingers don't work underwater on a smartphone, the S Pen does. So really great features. Check out our video to find out more about the S Pen, but it really is that great of features that it makes our number 4. The number 5. Number 5 is all of the extras that Samsung offers that not only match most other competitors on the extras category, but generally exceed them. First part is the wireless charging. Samsung is the sole manufacturer of fast wireless charging. Every smartphone this year will not get fast wireless charging, only Samsung will. Why? Because they use a Qi standard just like everyone else, but Qi has not made fast wireless charging yet. They have not came up with the technology for it. Samsung couldn't wait, and they made up their own standard for it, which allows them to fast charge. And anyone that uses wireless charging will use it typically only overnight, but they typically won't use it during the day because it's not fast, it's too slow. Samsung is the only manufacturer that has that solution. So the V30, the Pixel 2, the iPhone X, none of them will have fast charging this year, maybe in the next upcoming years, but as for right now, it's the only manufacturer that does it. When it comes to the water resistance, it is IP68, so it has the better water resistant rating. So not only can you use the S Pen underwater, but you can go longer and deeper in water than your iPhone X, than your other devices that are only at a IP67. You do have a micro SD card, of course, so you have expandable memory. You can upgrade to 256 or more. You have iris scanning, which is a great technology, and I feel it doesn't get as much credit, but it is a really great, secure, and in my opinion, quick unlocking feature. Yes, you have to hold it up at a higher angle than your standard iPhone X per se, but it's still really quick when you do use it. Most people don't even notice it when I swipe and it unlocks. Also, Bluetooth 5.0. Now, Bluetooth 5.0 is really on this device, not many other devices. And the biggest part about that is it has a unique feature of being able to pair to 2 Bluetooth headsets at the same time, which some other Bluetooth 5.0 don't have. So that's a really great feature that not many other smartphones that I know of can even do, and might not be able to do this year. The other feature is, of course, Gigabit LTE. It's one of the few phones that have that, and something that all of the iPhones missed out on, which I couldn't believe. Gigabit LTE means that if you have a smartphone on a carrier for the end of this year, it's going to have faster speeds than any other smartphone as the carriers begin to roll out gigabit speeds. Right now it's only in a few select cities depending on your carrier, but that is a really, really awesome feature, and one that I've enjoyed in LA with T-Mobile. So, what are the reasons not to get the Note 8 then? Well, there's 3 main reasons. First one is the price point comparing to other phones on the market. So the first one is, this is a $930 phone. That being said, you really have to compare it to phones like the S8 Plus that's very similar to it. What is the difference between it? Now look, I think if you're getting a Note 8, you're not really considering a phone, say like the OnePlus 5 or an Axon 7 or anything along those lines that are around the $400, $500 price range, because you're trying to get the best of the best. And although those are great phones for the price point, you're really trying to get the best phone you can for the best money. And really, the S8 Plus is a strong competitor against it. On average, it's $100 less, but sometimes with a sale it can be way less. Now, Samsung has kind of rectified this by doing any promotion on the S8, also on the Note 8. So like for T-Mobile right now, I can get a BOGO on the S8, but I can also get a BOGO on the Note 8, meaning I can get a $930 phone for free. That is really impressive. So things like that really make it stand out, and that is something that you should take into consideration though, price point wise, of why you might not want to get the Note 8, because if you can get a phone that's maybe not as good of a camera, and it doesn't have an S Pen, and it doesn't have the ability to do some of the other things that the Note 8 brings, like such as faster RAM or things like that, you might want to get the S8. The second reason not to get it is the other Android options out there. The LG V30 and the Pixel 2 that's not yet been announced are coming out next month. That being said, it's really important to keep that in mind because the LG V30 has much better manual controls than Samsung does. So if you want to record manually for video or photos, it has better options overall and way better when it comes to video recording specifically for manual control, because you can even do something called log, which is great if you're into video editing. Now, that being said, the third reason is obviously the most obvious big competitor to it, which is the iPhone X. For a difference of about $70, you can get the iPhone X. Yes, it might be more expensive, but if you're in the iOS ecosystem and you want to have a lot similar features in terms of screen quality, in terms of maybe not battery life, but in terms of the ecosystem that Apple gives you, it's a really strong comparison. Not to mention that flat out right now, the iPhone X will have the best video recording at the end of the year by far. So that really makes a big difference. And those are the 5 features on reasons why you should get the Note 8 and the 3 reasons why you shouldn't. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you buy the Note 8? Were you thinking about buying it? Did this video help? Or did this mainly cement your thoughts on, yeah, I'll wait till this phone comes out, or I'll get this phone because of the cheaper price? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.